Well, Happy New Year, guys. With New Year's comes new plans. And we're here to give you an update on our plans, which just so happens to be an update about the new album, because that is our plans for this year. I know we said we'd have new music for you last year. I just want to say this album is taking us a lot longer than expected for good reason. We are enjoying the process. We are slowing down. We are being inspired and creative, and it's just been very fulfilling for all of us. And I think we're very excited about what's coming out of it. I think this is our best work yet by far. I think we would all agree with that. But with that comes a lot more time. So it's done when it's done. We're working away on it. All right, so this is like the big reveal. By the way, our gems have known this for months. So if you want to get some behind the scenes stuff, jump in there. Gems are our patrons, so they've known the album title and all the details for quite a few months now. But here we go. The title of this album is called Anhedonia, Death and Resurrection. It is a 2-disc album, which I hope will show why it's taken a little while so far. The concept is really cool. You all know we've talked about it to death. Haha, pun intended. After Inviting Warfare, we were so burnt out. We just needed a break. There was a lot of disappointment with Inviting Warfare. There was a lot of personal things we all were going through. So the concept for this album, once we kind of worked through those things and started talking, Beth and I specifically really wanted to do an idea of death and resurrection, of how we were feeling right after Inviting Warfare and how we started to kind of revive from it and miss doing this and miss writing and wanted to do an album that encapsulates everything we went through from then till now. And we pitched the idea to Wade and he loved it and he wanted a linking word. He said anhedonia, which is the mental condition of not enjoying things you used to enjoy anymore. Just not finding joy in things you love. Which is exactly what happened to us. We just stopped enjoying music for a little while because of the hurts we had with it. So we decided to call the album Anhedonia, Death and Resurrection. The first disc is based on death. The songs are going to be darker, maybe not like tone-wise. I don't want you to think that, death is going to be like heavy and edgy and resurrection is going to be happy and fun. It's very much us across both albums. It's just maybe the lyrical content is a bit heavier on death and a bit more uplifting, overcoming on resurrection. That's the concept. So the album art is this. And then it's based off of the 2 pieces of art I created for it, being this one and this one. So once I created both of those, we merged it into one. The inspiration is obviously the skull is like the main centerpiece. We figure it's a really cool way to represent death and all that kind of stuff. And we wanted to do, a very dark, kind of like hellish demon hand grabbing the skull on the death side, and then on the other side, the angelic hand reaching from above. For resurrection. And then we wanted to have just a art, kind of like an extra art piece for each. So on death there's some purple blood coming out of the eyes, and then on resurrection we have wisteria, purple flower, which is cool. I'm not going to get into it, but the wisteria kind of just represents a lot of really cool things for us as far as this album, what it means to us. So that's the album art. Track number, we are looking at 16 tracks.
Damn!
This is our biggest album ever. As I've said, 12 full-length songs, one of which is like 9 minutes long, by the way. Yeah, really channeling our Dream Theater on this one. Then we have about 4, we like to do our album intros and outros and things, so we have about 4 little interlude tracks, all of which are about, 2 to 2.5 minutes. For the album length, we're looking about 1 hour, 12 minutes, which is pretty wild. It's 20 minutes longer than Inviting Warfare. So again, this is just turning out to be a big boy. So it's taking some time. All right, where we are at in the creation of this monstrosity is we are now recording, which is very exciting. We ended the year right before the holidays and Christmas, finishing all drum editing, writing, and now we are on to tracking. We're making really good progress. We're starting with the guitars and we're just gonna go hard guitars and bass and then do vocals, and then after that it's just editing and mixing. It's still gonna take some time. I'm thinking it's still gonna be probably a few months till everything's said and done, but the hardest part is writing it all because you have to come up with something from nothing, and now everything's there. As far as release date, we're not giving a firm release date because we're hoping to find somebody or some company who believes in us and backs us to help us market this when it comes out. We do not want to just drop it and push it out there without anybody to help us. So that will delay the release of the album. We're hoping this year, but if we find someone and they think we should do a big marketing campaign up until the album, might be next year. I'm sure we will definitely release some singles this year. And if you really want to hear it early, my recommendation is join our Patreon. We give away so much stuff to everybody there. They've already, again, seen the album art, known the title, known the concept for months. They've also heard demos of every single song on the album, just 20 to 30 second snips of everything, just our rough work. And when we are done, we will be releasing it exclusively to them in a private launch event before we ever release it publicly. We will also talk about that when the time comes, but we highly recommend you join us there. They've already heard a lot, so if you actually want to hear demos and stuff now, sign up now, because they're still there. So that's it. That's the big news. We're all very, very excited and very proud of it. I hope you are all looking forward to it, and we cannot wait to share it with you. Here's to an awesome 2024, guys.